Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up, because this is one of those rumors that could shake things up in the NFC West in a big way. The buzz on the street right now is about a potential blockbuster trade involving none other than A.J. Brown, the star wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles, heading to the Seattle Seahawks. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Well, the chatter has been gaining traction, and some insiders are even suggesting that the Eagles, currently sitting at 9-4 but facing some serious cap space crunch and injury issues, are considering trading away their top receiver in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Yeah, you heard that right. Second round in 2026. This potential move could be a game-changer. The Eagles, despite their solid record, are navigating some tough waters financially, with just $11 million in cap space and injuries piling up, especially with guys like Jalen Hurts, who just signed that massive extension. They might be looking to shake things up and focus on their future. But why would they trade away a guy like Brown, who's been nothing short of electric? Well, it's about balancing their roster and cap, especially if they want to bolster their trenches after losing some key pieces and hinting at future changes. Now, A.J. Brown isn't just any receiver. This guy is a physical freak, a true matchup nightmare for defenses. He's built like a tank with elite route running, and he's a YAC monster, often taking contested catches to the house. Just look at his 2025 stats. Over 12 games, he's caught 62 passes on 100 targets for nearly 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. His average yards per catch is 12.9, and he's been a consistent threat, averaging over 66 yards per game. And he does all this with 0 injuries, which is pretty impressive considering how physical he plays. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler with over 0 career receiving yards and more than 45 touchdowns, and he's been graded at an elite 89, 8 PFF score. This kind of player doesn't come around every day, especially not for a second-round pick, but that's what makes this rumor so intriguing. The Seahawks, currently sitting at 10-3, are looking to push even further in the postseason. Their offense, averaging nearly 30 points per game, has been impressive, but the one thing that's been a concern is their depth at wide receiver. Torrey Horton and George Halani have shown flashes, but injuries and limited production remain issues. Adding a weapon like Brown could be the missing piece, especially for Geno Smith, who's been playing at a really high level this season. Imagine Brown lining up alongside DK Metcalf. The two would be a nightmare for defenses. Brown's ability to diversify the aerial attack, combined with Metcalf's size and speed, would give the Seahawks one of the most potent duos in the league. This would open up so many more options in the passing game, and it would surely elevate the offense to new heights, especially in the red zone where Brown's contested catch rate hovers around 50%. That's the kind of player who can turn a game on its head. Looking at the numbers, Brown's impact on the field is clear. His route running is precise, and he gains an extra 2 yards per route run compared to the average receiver. That kind of efficiency boosts third down conversions from 39.9% to nearly 48%, which is a huge difference in clutch situations. Not only that, but he's also helped reduce turnovers, cutting his quarterback's interception rate from 8 to 5 by drawing double teams and making contested catches with a physicality that few can match. This opens up play-action opportunities, and defenses would have to respect the Seahawks' passing game even more. If we project this move into the big picture, it could be a real catalyst for the Seahawks' offense. Think about the playoff picture. Adding Brown could boost their odds of going all the way to Super Bowl LXI. Bookmakers are already eyeing the Seahawks' chances, with odds moving from plus 650 to plus 450 if they land a player of Brown's caliber. He's a proven red zone weapon, much like Cooper Kupp was for the Rams in 2021. And that kind of production in the playoffs can be the difference between a deep run and an early exit. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and trades of this magnitude are always complicated. The Seahawks would need to work out the salary cap, and there are questions about how the Eagles would value such a trade. Second-round pick in 2026 is a steep price, but in the context of the NFC and the Super Bowl window, it might just be worth it. The Seahawks have shown they're not afraid to pull the trigger on bold moves, especially when it comes to upgrading their roster for a deep playoff push. Adding a player like Brown would send a message to the rest of the league. Seattle is serious about competing for a championship, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. From a strategic standpoint, this trade would also help the Seahawks diversify their offensive attack. Geno Smith, who's been one of the league's most efficient quarterbacks this season, would have an even more dynamic receiving core. This would force defenses to pick their poison, double DK Metcalf or focus on shutting down Brown. Either way, it's a nightmare scenario for defenders. Plus, Brown's ability to make plays in contested catch situations would help keep drives alive, especially in clutch moments. Fans of the Seahawks, you know how much this team has been building towards something special. The core of this squad, with Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and now potentially A.J. Brown, is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent years. The defense has been solid and improving, and if they can make this move, it could push them over the top. Remember, the NFC West is no joke right now. Teams like the 49ers and Rams are still competitive, but the Seahawks are right in the thick of it, and a move like this could be the spark they need to take the division and go deep into the playoffs. Now, you might be wondering about the long-term implications. If this trade happens, it definitely signals a bold shift in strategy, going all in for this season and possibly beyond. Brown's contract situation is another factor, but with the Seahawks, cap flexibility, and their recent history of making shrewd moves, they could find a way to fit him in and keep him happy. His presence would also be a huge boost for the locker room, bringing leadership and a winning mentality to a team that's hungry for its first Super Bowl appearance since 2014. In the end, this rumor represents more than just a trade. It's a statement. Seattle is not just content with being a playoff team. They want to be a championship team, and acquiring A.J. Brown could be the piece that elevates their offense to a whole new level, making them one of the most dangerous teams in the league come playoff time. Fans, I know you're excited, and honestly, so am I. The possibility of seeing Brown in the Seahawks. Navy and green is enough to get any of us fired up for what's to come. We'll keep our eyes peeled for any official news, but if this move materializes, it will be one of the most exciting storylines of the NFL season. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Seahawks fans, what do you think about this potential blockbuster? Is A.J. Brown the missing piece that can push Seattle to the Super Bowl? Would you be excited to see him donning the Seahawks jersey? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Remember, the offseason is just heating up, and we're here to bring you all the latest updates and insights. Keep supporting your Seahawks, stay loud, stay proud, and let's keep dreaming about that next great Super Bowl run. I'll be back soon with more news, analysis, and maybe even some more surprises, so stay tuned for everything Seahawks. Until then, go Hawks.